I always wish that I could introduce myself. Hello, my name is Rachel Morrow, and I'm a teacher. And they'd be like, oh, yeah, you're a teacher. I know what that is. Um, and just hearing that big, long bio reminds me of last year. I taught in Indiana a workshop. And about 6 weeks before the workshop, the director called me and he said, we're getting ready to market your workshop, and we're super excited to have you. We're going to market it. We're going to get tons of people there. But I have a problem. I have a problem. I thought, oh gosh, oh no. He's like, well, there's a problem with your bio. And he said, and you even said a death psychologist. And he's like, so you're a depth psychologist, and I'm really afraid that that will intimidate people and it will scare people away. And I thought, oh my gosh, that doesn't totally feed into Rachel, you're too much, the old little girl that says, oh, you can only be one thing, all of those things. And then he proceeds to say, because isn't a depth psychologist really, really deep, deep therapy? That's going to scare people. So I just took a minute and I just took a deep breath. And I said, okay, just say in this workshop, we're going to find the mysterious parts of ourselves, the parts of ourselves that like to hide, the parts of ourselves that contradict each other, and we're going to allow them to be there, and we're going to integrate them and just throw my bio out because no one really cares. So I guess that's what we're going to do today. Curious to know if anyone has ever felt like they've outgrown their life. Like you know who you are, not up here, but you've had enough time in self-actualization, self-awareness that you feel yourself. You have a deep relationship with your soul, but the truth is your life doesn't match. Has anyone ever felt that? It happens to all of us, and I call that the Great Divide. And the reason for that is because we have for thousands and thousands and thousands of years been divided and separated from the other half of human intelligence, and that's the sacred feminine. And what we all feel is that we're separated, and we don't always have language or understanding and how to bring that separation back. Every major spiritual teacher has always taught that we find the truth in the middle. In the middle. Every teacher teaches that. But our culture tells us that we need to be divided. I need to be just one thing, that we need to be this or that we should be divided within ourselves, we should be divided with each other. But the truth is that we're all things, and we're so complex, and we get to be that way. And so sometimes what happens is we start to feel that angst feeling of like, I'm doing all the right things, I know who I am, I'm doing good work in the world, but I truly don't feel alive. And I don't know what to do about it. I don't feel like myself. My life doesn't represent how I really feel inside, my natural essence. And we get angst, we get restless, we get agitated. This happens to all of us. And what we tend to naturally do is pour gasoline on the fire, and we just, again, ride into the masculine. We try to fix it, solve it, analyze it, tell me what I got to do to fix it. And I'm here to share that nothing needs to change. You're not broken, nothing needs to be fixed. We just need to know how to come back to our aliveness. We need to know how to prioritize our aliveness above all else and just dwell in that middle place, in our natural essence of our soul. And I always feel like the best way to teach that is to feel it. Because so much I'm up here talking and you're like taking it in, and that's all masculine energy, and that's great. You're trying to figure out what I'm saying, you're analyzing, you're listening, you're, processing. But the feminine is feeling and understanding from what's happening in your body and feeling it in your body. So I'd like to start with that. So if you're comfortable with closing your eyes, I think I forgot my little thing. See, maybe I don't even need my notes. Okay. And just take a moment. If you're not comfortable closing your eyes, just look at the ground and feel your seat in the chair. Let yourself be supported by it. Feel your legs. Feel your feet. And take a deep breath into your body. Receive it. Receive that new energy this morning. And when you're full, hold your breath. And now exhale that breath out your mouth really quietly and slowly. Feel like you're washing your body clean with your breath. And take another breath in. Really work for it. Really take it in. And when you're completely full, hold that energy inside of you. Receive it. And now cleanse your energy, exhale, and let that breath wash you clean. Take a breath in. And exhale right into your low belly. Feel the energy, feel the space, and give yourself another breath like that. Now take a breath. And exhale into your upper belly. Give yourself another breath like that. Take a breath in. And exhale into your heart. Take a breath in. And exhale into your throat. And feel inside of your body. Without needing to understand or make anything happen. Without needing to change anything. And notice what your body is carrying today. Notice what your body has carried into this room with you. And feel how you want to be with that. Not needing to fix or change. How you might allow. And that's, to some degree, what it can feel like to dwell in the sacred middle. Nothing ever needs to be fixed or changed. We just need to know how to organize our lives more around aliveness. We've been without the sacred feminine. It hasn't been safe to be in feminine for I don't even know how long, for a really, really long time. And when I use the term feminine and masculine, it has nothing to do with feminine or masculine traits at all. They're two different energies than us all that are within all things. Take a breath in and a long breath out. Take another breath in and a breath out. The truth is that our culture wants us to be divided because it's a lot easier to control us that way, because the energy of the feminine that's within you is aliveness. It feels like aliveness, and it's harder to suppress and control aliveness. And the sacred middle is the place within you that the two energies of the masculine and feminine co-reside. And we're very comfortable with being in the masculine. So, for example, we know that productivity, if you're productive, well, that's a really good thing. So is being present, but being present feels lesser than. That's an example of productivity is the masculine and presence is the feminine. And we all know that they're both equal. We all know that. But we live in a world where it says productivity is you're better. You're better when you're productive. And for someone who feels very much feminine centered dominant, I'm so tired of feeling lesser than. I'm so tired of feeling like an accessory, like I'm a helper to the masculine energy that's running this world. When we so deeply need to know how to integrate these two together. These two energies are everywhere. The energy of the creator cannot be God. He can't be just a masculine energy. It has to be a co-creating feminine and masculine energy, the yin and yang, that continues to evolve and grow our world. We need to see this in our churches. We need to see this in our systems, in our governments, in our partnerships. When each partner has a deep connection to their sacred feminine and sacred masculine, one partner will always be more dominant in the masculine, and one other partner will be more dominant in the feminine. And to know about this is to know how you naturally are, not as a trauma response. But when you have those two partners working together in any system, in a relationship, in a church, in a partnership, in a business, in government, and those two things co-create, magic happens. When they're not working together, we definitely feel it. Those two energies were never, ever, ever, ever meant to be separate. One energy was never meant to compete with the other. They were meant to co-create. And oh my goodness, when those two energies co-create, magic happens. And the reason why we feel so separate and disconnected from our lives is because the masculine is tired, so tired, because the masculine within you is meant to serve the feminine and to protect the feminine. It is your feminine inside that guides everything. It is the one that knows. It is the body. It is the felt sense. And the masculine is what you do with that feeling. But so often, myself included, we analyze and we think our way through things. How many times do we feel something in our bodies, but we completely negate that feeling because our brain goes, well, this might be a really good thing. I think I should be doing that. You never know. The brain just chirps in, and before you know it, we've compromised ourselves. Thank you. So there's a part of you that already knows. There's a part of you that knows, and that is your feminine. And the masculine builds it. And when they're not working together, you're going to feel that dis-ease, that disconnection, that restlessness. And so what you want to start to do is you don't want to start doing more. So if you're feeling like, I'm the one that always fixes things, I'm the one that people come to for problem solving, I'm the go-to person, you can count on me, I'm the leader, I'm the everything, but the truth is, I don't feel alive, I don't feel vital, I don't really love my life, I don't feel full, I don't feel like I'm truly who I am and what I'm meant to be. Prioritize organizing your life around aliveness. My friends, this is possible. Organize your life around your aliveness. This is how you're meant to live. We're taught that you must prioritize working, hustling, doing, and whatever time you have left, then let's focus on aliveness. It will never happen. Our life is too busy. You will never have it. You'll just never have that natural aliveness that you're meant to have when you are connected to the feminine. And do not let our culture tell you to be afraid of that. It will, because you're going against the grain. You're going against the grain because our world is going to tell you the more productive you are, the better you are, the safer you're going to be. When I was growing up, I come from a long line of scarcity. There's no one in either of my families that have any sort of financial wealth or abundance at all. So the messaging that I learned was, Rachel, be good with just enough. Rachel, be good with just enough. And I think it was the women in my family really preparing me so I wouldn't be hurt and be disappointed. But the problem is that I was born with this strong desire and this expansion and this love of beauty. And in my family, I was always mocked for wanting luxury, is what they would call it. Frivolous things, indulgence, where it got so bad that I felt so shameful about it that the word indulgence, even still today, I said that word out loud, I got goosebumps on my legs, felt like a trauma response. I love indulgence. It makes me feel so good, so alive, like who Rachel's essence and soul was meant to be in this world. But it felt like a trauma response, like danger, that lion is coming at me, it's going to eat me if you go into indulgence. That's how bad it became. And they would make jokes about me that if it was expensive, Rachel would want it. Not true at all. It's just that I'm a sensate, I'm an energetic person, and I could feel if something had a lot of substance to it, ooh, this is heavy, this feels safe. Has nothing to do with the price tag. Just like I can tell a person that has a lot of substance to their character, I want to be near them. I want to know them. I want to, breathe every fiber into them or into me. It wasn't about the price tag. And so I carried a lot of shame around for a really long time about the feminine. And when I was 17, my mom died. And I was the oldest, no father. So at that time, I really feel like I had a lot of programming in me already of Rachel, just be okay with just enough. And immediately in that moment when she died, I decided to let the sacred feminine go deep into hiding. And I think we all do that because it just wasn't safe. And this is what I want you to know, because we all have done this. We've all done this. Hopefully you've set yourself free from this. But we have all, just like me, have organized our whole lives around survival. We don't know we're doing it. We don't know we're doing it. It's subconsciously happening, but we are making every single decision in our life to be safe. I'm going to be safe if I do this. I'm going to be safe. I'm going to be safe. And guess who you are? Your soul's over here wanting you to be alive and free and expansive, but I got to be safe. I got to be safe and follow the world. I got to do, and before you know it, you're 40, you're 50, you're 60, and you have lots of self-realization and awareness, and you're so far from who you are. And the only way you get back is aliveness. You return to that part of you, that sacred feminine part. Every decision I made, from the men that I dated, from the career path, from the things I studied, the friends that I picked, from the school I even went to, from the prices I first set out to when I became an entrepreneur, was all to stay safe. I'm going to be safe if I do this. I'm going to be safe if I look this way. I'm going to be safe. I'm going to be safe. And there came a point in my life where I woke up and I didn't know who I was, but what do you do? By that time, I had a family and a business, and we were reliable on that money. What do I do? And what so many people do is they just jump into the masculine. They go to graduate school. They take a 2-year program. They add more masculine. I got to figure this out. Something's wrong. I got to figure this out, and I got to do more. Instead of just allowing yourself to dwell in that middle place, and just take one step at a time towards aliveness. And it's going to be different for all of us. You must prioritize. You don't have to, but I'm here because that's my main message, and I mean it. We need more human beings that are alive. And so it's taking one step at a time towards what makes you feel alive, and that is your sacred feminine energy. And your masculine, the job of your masculine is to figure out how to do that. Is to keep you safe in doing that and to figure out how to do that. Your feminine doesn't have to figure that out. So how you can start to really enhance your aliveness first is let your masculine rest. Because when we organize our life around aliveness, we don't know it, but we're making unconscious decisions based on what we're experiencing around us, not the message of our soul. Your feminine is your soul, and she will guide you. You have to slow down. You have to prioritize meditation. You have to listen to her. You have to. That's the only way. And then you start letting your masculine and feminine talk to each other, and your masculine figures out, okay, how am I going to make this happen? And our masculine is so strong. It is so strong and powerful. It will never give up when it's working for your soul. But the problem is, for most of us, it's been working for far other things. Number one being safety. And our masculine is so tired because all it wants is to feel what it's meant to do, and that is to bring your soul's purpose to the world. But it hasn't been able to do that. Let me see if I can get to my feminine slide. That's okay. I should know it enough up here. Start to lean into your feminine. So the first thing is to allow yourself to receive. That is really, really, really uncomfortable for 99.999% of humanity. You mean just be okay with just taking? Yeah. Expect divine to want to give to you. And don't let your embodiment close down. Like, of course, yes. Like, I know that you love me that much, and I'm so worthy. Yes, give to me. That makes us feel so uncomfortable. Like, oh, we got to make ourselves small. We got to be mild. We got to be meek. Like, ooh, that's just a little bit too out there. Expect your partners to give to you. Expect your friends to give to you. Expect every aspect, your money, your job, your career, and life will meet you. So the feminine is receiving centered, but we've been living in the giving for the most of our lives. Organize yourself around that beauty. What makes you feel so open? The love of life, the vitality in your body, the vitality in your life. Start leaning towards that. Prioritize yourself. Dare I say this? I'm going to. Prioritize yourself above all things. Our world wants us to be tired and balanced, so it would say that would be a selfish thing. That's such a lie, because there's nothing more in alignment with integrity is serving this world with a full cup. Because when your cup is full, you can listen to your soul and you can let your soul guide you. But when you are empty and you're just so tired and unfulfilled and not alive, that's when you're going to start to fall back into survival. You're going to start to find yourself, and it's just natural. It's not your fault. We all have this divide, and you're going to start moving into survival and feeling less and less like yourself. So I'd like to give us a chance to drop into our bodies and to talk to both of these parts of ourselves. How it feels is actual two different people inside of you. My masculine, its name is Firekeeper. It told me that. Its name is Firekeeper. My feminine, the name is Agatha. They have different energies in my body. They have different locations that they live in my body. They have different voices, different languages, and they use different words. And I can feel them both. And in my meditations and in my journaling and my reflections, I will co-integrate them together. I'll have them talk together so they can then co-create everything in my life.